Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. This is Mike from Mike's Magic Auto Detailing and Paint Enhancement here in another sunny Sharpsburg, Georgia. There we go. Nice weather out there so far. We're continuing on our 65 Mustang GT350 Cobra clone. Very awesome car. Yesterday we went over some things and my plan of attack and all that. And late yesterday I was doing my test spot on the hood. Yeah, we go. Yeah. Oh, what I do with my pointer? I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, got my classic country playing through my little JBL Bluetooth speaker, wireless, whatever you want to call it. Got a little music going, got all my lights on. So what I did yesterday, late yesterday evening, two test panels here. The one on the right has been untouched. This one has been completed. Got me some really nice soft plush towels to wipe the dust off before I do anything. Have my temperature gauge. This is my quick detail. Yep, there's my magnifying glass, a handy tool, and my paint thickness gauge. The long and short of it was that I didn't raise the temperature very much and removed almost an unreadable, immeasurable amount of clear coat from the paint. There's almost no change. So this was a very, I don't know how you say it, very unaggressive approach, which is what I wanted to try first to see if I could be happy. You can see from back here, you know, from a foot, 2 feet away, you can't really see a difference. But, yeah, let's get the old swirl finder out. Now this side has not been touched. And they were pretty much identical, but you can see there's lots of swirls, micro scratching in that paint. And then we move over to this side, and as you can see, I would say 98% of those are gone. Some of that you see is just lint from this cloth here, this microfiber cloth. And, but are there a few little scratches left in there? Yes, there are. But I'd say 98, 98, 95%, somewhere in there, of them are gone. Now, could this be improved more? Perhaps. But it would take more likely a couple of more procedures, maybe different products. But, you know, I am perfectly happy with this, and I hope you are too, Mr. Rick. I just don't really recommend going any further than this. And I am extremely happy. And so I'll be continuing on today. Oh, man. Yeah. But, you know, I wish you folks were here. I think you can see like the reflection of my overhead light here. That's pretty sharp and clear on the finished side. But if you move that reflection over here, not quite so much. You can see a half and half there, kind of, sort of. And the difference in the shine and gloss. I wished I had a gloss meter, but I don't. They measure the shine and gloss and give you a reading. But I guarantee you this has jumped up a lot. And one reason I waited till today to do this kind of before and after thing is that, as I've told you guys before, when you buff the paint, this clear coat heats up. And it is basically a plastic. And what happens to plastic, it kind of expands a little bit, it changes, and then as it cools, sometimes it will revert back to its natural state, So sometimes it has expanded and stretched out the scratches that are on the surface of the clear coat, and then after it cools down, it goes back and those scratches reappear. But there has been sufficient time now that temperature is not a factor in what you see. Because sometimes you'll buff and you'll wipe it off and prep it or whatever it is you do, and you go, oh man, that looks good. And you move on, and then you come back a couple hours later and they go, oh man, I didn't see those scratches. Well, yeah, you did, but they were hidden from you. So I'm going to move on, finish working on this hood. And I know one thing I did not do, this is what I call a character line. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I will use some of this really thin precision tape and tape off that ridge along there. Just again, out of an abundance of caution. I don't think this buffer and pad that I'm using would burn it or hurt it, but I'm just going to be very careful anyway. And the reason for that, a lot of times, is that due to gravity. Since this is a horizontal panel, when they sprayed the paint and the clear coat and all that on there, because this is the high point, gravity takes over and it flows down. So that leaves this ridge with thinner paint than you have over here. Does that make sense to you guys? That's what I've been taught anyway. I don't know, but it makes sense to me. Yeah, and you have the same problem, say for example here. So when I get to this part of the fender, I will be doing that as well. And, you know, throughout the rest of the car. So what did I use? This is a dual action polisher. I believe this one is a Max Shine or Shine Master, same company. And it is a Pro long throw 15 millimeter polisher, which means that as it spins around and around and around, it's also going back and forth. And the measure of the throw is 15 millimeters. They are up to, I think, 21 millimeter throws now, but I don't think that's necessary. And what I mean by free spinning is you can just spin it like that. The forced rotation, you would have to grab it and turn it, and you can hear it when you turn it. It doesn't free spin. These are safer to use for most of you, the free spinning ones like that. They are designed that when they're spinning and oscillating and all that stuff, if you get them in too much of a bind, it will stop. It will stop spinning. It's still going back and forth, but it will stop spinning so that you don't burn your paint. Pretty hard to mess up your paint with one of those unless you just stay in one spot and really bear down on it and crank up the speed on it. But let it do what it's designed to do, folks. When I was buffing this part of the hood yesterday, no down pressure whatsoever. I let the weight of the buffer do the work. No pressure. And I had it set on about 3 or 4 on the speed settings and did 6 passes, overlapping passes, moving 1 to 2 inches at a time. One of the keys for this buffing, folks, is to keep moving. Don't stop and let the buffer dwell in one place. Keep it going. And if you're not getting the results you want right there, keep going and then come back to it again. Give it a minute or two to kind of cool off a little bit. And if you can, you have available to you, check the temperature. All right, this was just a short one. Oh, and the polish that I used, folks, I used the least aggressive polish that I had available to me. This is the Coke, I don't know how you pronounce it, Coke Chemie P301. It's a micro cut and finish. And it comes scaled. You can see by that scale it doesn't have much cut. but it provides a lot of gloss, which tells me it is leaving some protection behind, probably. And it definitely feels a little slick. I don't know for sure if it's leaving anything behind, but it doesn't really feel like it. If it is, it's not a lot. But what I'll have to do is when I finish the whole car, I will have to use a panel prep, remove anything that it's left behind. Because sometimes these products have oils and solvents in them, that sort of thing, to help them do their job. And whenever you get ready to put whatever type of protection on your paint that you're going to put on there, you want virgin clear coat to put it onto. This one's going to get the TR8, I think they call it, the titanium sealant, most likely. And it is designed to bond to the clear coat, chemically bond to it, and it can't do that if there's already something on the surface of the clear coat. Then you're just putting the TR8 on top of those chemicals that are left behind, and it's still going to work, but it's just not going to work as well, and it's not going to work as long. So the key to applying wax, sealant, coatings, whatever you want to do, is to have the clear coat, once again, as clean as you can possibly get it. Ha! There you go. There you have it. As you can see, I used the black, that's a black Lake Country pad. It's a very soft, it's a finishing pad. It's designed to do this, although I was basically using it as a one-step polish and pad, which is okay. Because most of your so-called technically one-step pads are more aggressive than that, and typically you'll see people using the orange Lake Country pad, which is designed to cut more than this did, but I didn't feel like I needed a lot of cut to get rid of this micro marring on the surface. As you can see, most of the time that is relatively easy to get rid of if you prep your surface properly. And as you can see, I buffed that area right there 6 passes, and the pad still looks relatively clean. But I'm going to change it out anyway, just out of an abundance of caution. Hell, I probably got 20, 25 of those. So it's easier for me just to change it, because I don't want to have to stop and clean this pad on the fly, as they say, and there's no need to, since I have plenty of them already clean. That one will just go in the wash bucket. All right, folks, appreciate you. Thanks for dropping by. If you have any questions, shoot it to me. I'll answer it for you if I can. If I don't know the answer, I'll get the answer. Or I'll try to anyway. But I'm going to move on here. Like, tag, share, follow, subscribe, all of that stuff. Make comments. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down. Any interaction, they tell me, helps me out. I'm not sure I really care too much about that, but hey, why not? Why not? Okay, yeah, folks, by the way, this is a refrigerator magnet. If you should decide you would like to have one of these, just shoot me your name and address in a PM. Tell me, I want a magnet, and I'll drop one in the mail to you. No problem. No strings attached, nothing. I don't track you. I don't keep a record of it. It's just a free refrigerator magnet, period. So if you want one, just let me know. I appreciate everybody. Thank you very much. Y'all have a great Sunday. See you next time. Don't forget to subscribe now. Bye now.